Hi and welcome to another part of the Git tutorials, and in this part we're going to continue with our getting a started project where we committed our project twice to our repository. And as you can remember, we use git log in order to see the history of our commitments. So right here, as you can see, we had this, inside of this update, we had solved one of our problems inside the index.html and inside of our style. As you can see, we've added a new line and then made this heading blue so that it can be seen among the green background. So let me close this one. Notice that you can also change the file right over here, but because I've opened it up here with sudo nano, then it might be impossible for me to change the file. You can change it inside of your operating system, but right now, because I've opened it up with sudo nano, it's only available through that method. So here I'm going to run sudo nano, and then here I'm going to change this index.html, and let me enter the password right over here. And here, for example, I want to add a new tag, so let me add another p tag over here, and here I can say that this is the second update line. Oh, it's line. Okay, so slash and p. There we go. So you should actually press Ctrl O and then enter and Ctrl X in order to exit. And right now, instead of running commit m, so first of all, git commit, and instead of dash m, we can write first dash a and then dash m, and then here we can write the name of our commitment, second update of hello world, and you can name it whatever you want, but make sure you name it in a specific way so that you can find it later. So here we go. We've committed the second update, and now we can run git log again. As you can see, we have 3 commitments, and the first one shows the second update, and then the first update and the first commit, right? So right now, let me get into the project, and you will see that the update has been added here. This is the second update line, and here we go. So we've learned how to commit different versions of our project to our repository, and now it's time to learn other commands. So another command is to get help from the Git. So imagine that you want to know you want to find a specific command related to Git. You can use git help -- all, and it shows you all of the commands that you want. So as you can see, there's this long list of different commands. And you can use each one of them. So as you can see, we have add for adding, we have commit, clone, clean, and so on. So many different commands. So let's here press enter. As you can see, there's this longer list, and it's the end. So by pressing Ctrl Z, we exited from here the help. And so now let me open up a new window so that you can better see what's going to go on in the next parts. And I'm going to zoom in just about 3 or 4 times. Okay, right now, let me zoom in another time. Okay, it's perfect right now. And here is the time we're going to add a new branch to our project. So as I've explained in the basics of the branch of the Git, we also have the branches. So imagine that you want to create an update to your project, but you're not sure whether it's going to work or not. So you create a branch, and this is going to be parallel to the main branch and in there you're going to be able to add some changes, and if those changes are all right, you can then later merge it to the main branch. So in order to create a branch, we're going to run Git Branch, and then I can call this Hello World another branch. And here, for example, we want to add something that is a bit different from the other ones, and this is an update that we're not sure whether it's going to work or not. So as you can see, we've got another branch created. So here you can run Git Branch in order to see what branches that you've got. As you can see, we've got the master branch, or the main one, and we've also got the Hello World another branch. So perfect. Right now we can switch between different ones, and here imagine that we want to switch from the master branch to the Hello World branch. So as you can see, the master branch here is green and it has an asterisk behind it, which means that we have the master branch activated right over here. So imagine we want to switch to Hello World another branch, and then work on that branch. So here, in order to do that, we can run git checkout, and then we can write the name of other branch. So as you can see, by pressing tab, you can quickly write the name. So as you can see, we've switched to the branch Hello World another branch. So by running Git Branch another time, as you can see, we have the asterisk behind Hello World another branch, which means that this one is the one that is active. So if you're not sure on which branch you are, you can run Git Branch, and then you will be able to notice which one you're in. So here we can apply the changes that we want, and then add those changes, and then commit them to our branch. And then if we made sure that everything is okay, then we will merge them to the master branch. So now imagine that we want to add a change to this branch of ours that we have entered, and then we can run sudo nano index.html in order to change our HTML file. And here, let me enter my password. So here we want to imagine that we want to create a change that we're not sure whether it's going to work or not. So we want to also keep other changes, so that's why we've created this branch. So here I'm gonna add another line of code for adding the image. This is the Git image. So here, let me press Ctrl O and then enter Ctrl X, and then inside of my directory I'm going to put the photo of Git. Now let's get into our directory, and here I'm going to paste in the image that I want to use here, git.png, and I'm gonna put it inside of my page. So imagine that I'm not sure whether that line of code that I've added actually works. So here, let's add the changes. First of all, let's run git status. As you can see, we've got two files, which is index.html, which is modified but not added, and also git.png that has been added to the directory but not added to the repository. So git add --all, and then run git status one more time. And as you can see, these two have been added, and now we are free to run the commit changes to our repository. So here we can run git commit -m, and here I can write here adding git image, for example, and here we go. As you can see, it's been committed. So now let's head over to our file over here, and Let's see if it has worked. As you can see, we've successfully added the image to our page. So here, let me first of all add another page so that you can see what's going on, and then I'm gonna make it 4 times bigger. And here we can, because it's been successful, we can merge this to our other branch. But before merging this, we're going to also check what we have here. So as you can see, we've got the git.png, index.html, readme.md, and style.css. So let us switch back to the Git master branch, right? So git checkout master. So master here, and as you can see, we've switched there, and then run ls another time. As you can see, we don't have the git.png right here. So if I head over to the folder right over here, as you can see, we don't have the image anymore. And if I run the index.html, you will see that here we don't have the image, right? So that is just a bit like magic, right? Because it is the same folder, but we don't have the files that we had already created, but they're not ready here. And the reason is because of using Git, because we have switched to another branch, and those files are now hidden for us. And if we want to activate them, we need to switch it back to our other branch, right? So in order to find other branch that you have created, if you have for any reason forgotten the name of your branch, you can use the arrow key in order to find the codes that you've written, the commands that you've written here. So we had git commit, git log, git nano index.html, and we had all the different commitments. And here also, if you want to know the name of your branches, you can run Git Branch, and as you can see, we can see the list of them. So don't worry if you have forgotten the names. You can either use the arrow key or you can run Git Branch. So here I'm gonna run git checkout, and then hello. You can press tab in order to complete it, and then let's again head over to the folder. Here, as you can see, we have the 4 files back here, and then if I rerun the project, you'll see that we have the image back here again. Perfect. So we've managed to switch between different branches, and we've also learned how to create the branches. And in the next part, we're going to be able to also see what the emergency branch is and add it to our project. Also, we can check how we can merge the branch to the main branch. So that's it for this part of the tutorial, and hope you've enjoyed it. And until the next one, goodbye.